Hello duelists, Rusmero here, and it is finally here. The Duel Royale deck set EX Round 2. So previously I opened for you guys the first set, which contained 3 decks: Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, as well as Gearfried. This time in round 2, they are adding 4 more decks to the mix. As always, I really love the luxurious feel of the Duel Royale products. It really feels like they're designed for adult fans who grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh from childhood. Okay, with that, let us reveal the 4 decks hidden within this box. So I'm sure most of you guys already recognize this card at the top over here, Lava Golem. And then right after that we have the legendary city Atlantis. We'll put them on the side first, followed by, well, let's take out this whole thing first. Okay, yes, here we have Relinquished, also known as Sacrifice in the Japanese OCG. And finally, the last deck, Masked Beast Des Gardius, which I believe was used by one of the rare hunters in the Battle City arc of the original Duel Monsters anime, by I think the character known as Umbra or Mask of Darkness in the Japanese version. So these are the 4 decks that we have this time. And of course, just like in the first set, there are special Duel Royale deck sleeves prepared for all of them. I'm not sure which one is supposed to go with which, so let me just quickly look this up. Okay, so it looks like it's supposed to be orange for Lava Golem, this aquamarine for Atlantis, makes sense. Relinquished gets this kind of like teal or dark emerald color, and Des Gardius goes with purple. But that's not all there is in the box. We also have these separators with the same colors that can be used to divide the cards when you store them inside the box. Very nice. And finally, just an empty piece of paper, but at the bottom over here, I believe we do also have dual fields in all 4 colors. Very, very nice. Now why don't we go in order, starting with the orange Lava Golem deck. I'm pretty sure I don't have to go through its effect for you guys. Basically, this deck is designed to stun your opponent and slowly reduce your life to nothing with effect damage. So first, we just have the first copy of Lava Golem in Ultra Rare, but there should be 2 other copies in Commons coming after that. Next, Metal Reflex Slime, that fits pretty well with the deck, and I mean, it's something Marik used as well. And then Humanoid Slime, so this should be the main body of the deck already. Alright, so here are our remaining Lava Golems. We have 2 copies for a total of 3. Legend Devil, pretty interesting. I completely forgot that such a monster existed. It's a level 6 monster, so only requiring 1 tribute, and although its attack power seems very low, during each of your standby phases, this monster's attack increases by 700. And combined with the stunning mechanics of this deck, that can potentially become quite dangerous. Okay, here we have Hell Poemer, the Poet from Hell. If this card is destroyed by battle, as long as it remains on the graveyard at the end of each of your opponent's battle phases, you can force them to discard 1 card from their hand. That's gonna be pretty nuts in this limited Duel Royale format at least. Revival Slime, of course. Mystic Tomato for the search. 3 copies of that, of course. Next, New Doria. When destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, 1 monster on the field can be targeted and destroyed. Oh hey, and we've got Holding Arms from, well, I guess it's a bit old by now, but relatively recent compared to the other cards in this set. Boganian, of course, for the continuous effect damage. Death Koala. Sangan, of course, we're seeing him here. Octros, allowing you to search out Lava Golem from your deck. Unfortunate that we only get 1 copy though. Stealth Bird, it can flip itself face down every turn, and when flip summon, deals the opponent 1000 effect damage. Pretty deadly if you can keep him on your field. This is Spirit Reaper. Despite its low stats, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and when it inflicts the opponent battle damage through a direct attack, the opponent can be forced to discard 1 card from their hand. A bit difficult to use unless you get a really good opening though. The Mask of Darkness, Trap Recycler, Morphing Jar, I guess can come in pretty handy once you've exhausted all the cards in your hand. And there we go, those should be all the monsters. Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, and yes, for those of you guys who don't know, this format doesn't care about any modern ban lists, alright? It's literally its own mini format of its own with its own fixed deck recipes. Here we go, the Nightmare Steel Cage to stun your opponent and prevent them from attacking while you slowly burn them away. 1, 2, and 3 full copies of that. Dark World Shackles, an equip card that prevents the equipped monster from attacking, reducing their stats, and also burning their controller, so goes very well with the other cards in this deck too. Dark Door, although not as powerful as Nightmare Steel Cage, is permanent on the field and only allows one attack every battle phase. Can slow down your opponent from rushing you down as you burn them away. The Dark Room of Nightmare burns the opponent even more every time they are burned. Wave Motion Cannon. And Swords of Concealing Light. Just Desserts, pretty good for a burn deck at its basic environments. Secret Barrel, right, burning the opponent for all the cards they have on hand or that they control. The Curse of Anubis can stun your opponent for one turn while also breaking through their defenses. Dark Sacrifice, ah yes, a negation to stop your opponent from shattering your Nightmare Steel Cages. And here we go, the Nightmare Wheel. To stun one opponent monster while dealing the opponent burn damage every single turn. So I think Marek used this in the anime as well, and we're getting 3 full copies of that to combo with the Nightmare Steel Cage. Ominous Fortune Telling allows you to burn your opponent for 700 every turn if you can guess the card type of a random card in their hand. And finally, this seems to be the last card, Ordeal of a Traveler. So another mind game kind of card that can potentially slow down your opponent's offensive plays. And with that will be the Lava Golem, Stun and Burn deck. Next up, against the backdrop of beautiful Cerulean, we have the legendary Ocean deck. If you're talking about fun retro themed decks, there is no way we can't include this, man. Of course, first we have our ultra rare legendary Ocean and Daedalus ultra rare. Of course, our trump card of the deck. 1 copy only, I think. Giga Gaga Gigo as a level 5 water attribute monster with 2450 attack goes super well for this format, and I believe we will get multiple copies of him. There we go, there's 3. And even a Terror King Salmon as well, although in Japanese his true name is Genocide King Salmon. Pretty insane. 1 and 2 copies. And there we go, 2 more Daedalus. No, I guess just 2. 1 ultra rare, 1 common. And here we have a BES Crystal Core as a level 5 water attribute, kind of goes pretty well as well. And of course, Atlantis Warrior. This is the one that can be discarded to search for Atlantis from your deck, right? We have 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. Abyss Soldier. I mean, back in the day, this guy was a must-have in my Atlantis deck, man. 1 copy of him, 2 copies of him. And here we have the Water Spirit Aquaria. This card is going to be really strong at this level of play. She easily comes out just by banishing a water monster from your grave. And if you have Legendary Ocean out, the power boost makes her stats pretty impressive as well. 1 and 2 copies of that. Mermaid Knights, I don't remember this one. Oh, she can attack twice if you have Umi on the field. Interesting, I don't remember this card at all. Mother Grizzly, of course, give me 3 of that. Yes, here we go. Nightmare Penguin, okay, not too shabby. To beat down, get rid of your opponent's bosses while they least expect it. Needle Gillman is pretty strong, buffing all of your fish, sea serpent, and aqua type monsters. I hope we have multiple, just 1. Ship of Yomi, pretty nice flip on there. 2 copies of him, alright, and it looks like we're moving into Spell Traps. Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, Lightning Vortex, Heavy Storm, Terraforming, yes, for the search of course. 2 copies, 1 Aqua Jet. This was one of my favorite starting cards at the beginning of Zale, so nice to see it over here. Salvage as well. Another copy of Legendary Ocean, so let's see, 1 Ultra Rare and 2 commons. Okay, 3 copies is good. MST, Premature Burial, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, of course, in a water deck, and Dust Tornado, and ending off with Call of the Haunted. Pretty nice. I think this, if I had to choose between the 7 decks, I think this would probably be my first pick because, I mean, it just has so much nostalgia for me. I've always really liked the water attribute Umi style deck. Up next, on a sort of teal, Viridian, Dark Emerald background, we have the Relinquished deck, representing Pegasus. Of course, we gotta have this guy too, right? It's a bit unfortunate that since the Duel Royale format doesn't use an extra deck, we don't have Thousand Eyes Restrict. But at this level of play, Relinquished himself is plenty strong already. So first, Ultra Rare Relinquished, Ultra Rare Scapegoat, nice. Oh wait, but they still do include Thousand Eyes. Wait a minute, don't tell me. Oh wait, guys, I was wrong. They have introduced an extra deck starting from this second set. And there is Thousand Eyes Restrict in this deck. Well, we'll see him later, but that's the reason why Thousand Eyes Idol is printed inside as well. And of course, they'd better give us multiple copies of him too. Okay, to go with the stun mechanic, it looks like they've included one copy of Lava Golem as well. Breaker, Breaker is just nuts at this level of play, man. Mystic Tomato, 2. Of course, a Manju of the Thousand Hands for a ritual deck. This guy is great. And they're even giving us 3 copies. Senju of the Thousand Hands as well, not bad, and even not one but 2 Sonic Birds and Black Witch of the Forest, nice searchers. Wow, we've even got the Black Scorpion monsters. Dark Scorpion, Mine the Thorn. When she inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can search for a Dark Scorpion card from your deck or recycle a Dark Scorpion card from your graveyard. Not too sure how this will fit in this deck, but it looks like we're getting 2 copies of her. And here's our other Dark Scorpion, Cliff the Trap Remover. When he inflicts battle damage to the opponent, you can destroy a spell trap on the field or mill the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Not too sure what kind of purpose these cards are supposed to serve, but I guess since Mine is 1800 defense, she can serve as a pretty strong shield at level 4. Sangan, here we go, Relinquished. 2 more copies, making a total of 3. 1 Ultra, 2 Common. And there we go, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, Heavy Storm, Dark Burst. Oh, you can retrieve a Dark Attribute monster with 1500 or less attack from your graveyard. So I guess a Relinquished Recycler. Polymerization, only 1 copy? Okay, I guess it's not supposed to be a main mechanic. Shield Crush, MST, Shrink, Book of Moon, nice. Black Illusion Ritual, of course. 3 copies of that, and even Advanced Ritual Art, nice. Premature Burial, Mirror Force, Dust Tornado, Interdimensional Matter Transporter, Zero Gravity, change the battle positions of all monsters on the field. Okay, I guess it can help you buy some time by preventing your opponent's attack. Call of the Haunted, and there we go. Thousand Eyes Restrict, or also known as Thousand Eyes Sacrifice in the OCG, and the fusion between Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, Sandwich. Although I doubt this guy will see much play. Finally, lurking within a violet darkness, we have the Masked Beast Des Gardius deck. I'm actually not super familiar with this guy, so let me take a look at his effects. Cannot be normal summoned or set, and must first be special summoned from your hand by tributing 2 monsters, including at least 1 Grand Tiki Elder or Melchit the 4-faced beast. If this card is sent from the field to your grave, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, equip 1 the Mask of Remnants from your deck to it. Not too sure how this deck will play, but let's take a look. So first, Des Gardius, and then super rare of Creature Swap. Okay, so 1 copy of that. Here we have Melchit the 4-faced beast, one of the materials for Des Gardius. 2 and 3 level 4 1500 attack. Next, this should be Grand Tiki Elder with pretty much the same stats, another level 4 monster. 2 copies of that, and I assume 2 more copies of Des Gardius. Hey! Dark Necrofierce in this deck too! So I guess this deck per se doesn't really correspond to any one character from Yugioh, it's just kind of a nightmarish evil deck that kind of messes with your opponent. Okay, so Necrofear, Dark Ruler Hades as well, 1 copy of that. Oh, Death Caliber Knight 2. He's gonna be pretty solid at this level of play, man. I mean, even just for his level 4 1900 attack. Newt! Also known as Slate Warrior in the TCG, this guy brings back quite a few memories for me, because I believe he was a promo for buying that DS game Yu-Gi-Oh! Nightmare Troubadour, so I really remember owning 1 copy of this guy. Next, of course, our Mystic Tomatoes, 3 copies, I guess. Yep, you can search out your both Grand Tiki Elder and Melchit, I guess. And here we have New Doria as well, a bit similar build compared to Lava Golem. Sangan, even Octros. What is this? Knight's Assailants. When flipped, you can target and destroy 1 monster on your opponent's field. And when sent from the hand to the grave, you can recycle a flip monster other than Knight Assailant. Pretty solid. Giant's Virus. Wow, I was not expecting to see this guy here. Giant Germ should be the TCG name. 3 copies of that. Wow. And then Morphing Jar. And moving into the spells, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, Lightning Vortex, Heavy Storm. This should be the Mask of Remnants, I believe. Yes, when equipped to an opponent's monster with the effect of Des Gardius, you can take control of that monster. Very vicious. 2, 1 more creature swap, Pot of Avarice. Wow. Unexpected die. This is actually pretty nice to pull out your Melchit or Tiki Elder. MST. Another scapegoat. No, just the first scapegoats. Premature Burial. Mirror Force. Dust Tornado. And Call of the Haunted, and ending off with Powerful Rebirth. I guess to call back either Tiki Elder or Melchit so you can make another Des Gardius. Okay, so these are our 4 new Duel Royale decks. Now that we have 7 in total, I'm really thinking of having a little Duel Royale tournament on my channel. As usual, if you guys enjoyed this video, do give it a like. Let me know what you guys think about these decks in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG booster box and product openings. With that, hope to see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Video.